So, just a quick media discussion type question today. I know we haven't really chit-chatted in a while, and a while back I kind of ran across this weird idea where somebody was saying that they needed a break from horror, and I didn't really understand what in the world this person meant by that, because obviously the majority of everything I watch is horror on a fairly regular basis. So I kind of came to the conclusion, okay, well, maybe there's something within the horror genre that this person is tired of, which to some degree I can kind of see how that would happen. In my situation, that would be in I believe it was the tail end of the 90s, when Blair Witch and all these found footage films were going on, and it hadn't really developed into the art form that we know it as now. It's definitely a lot more creatively used rather than just constant shaky cam, which at the time annoyed the majority of everyone who watched these types of films. So in that aspect, I can say yes, I agree. I needed a break because there were a lot of found footage type films that were being put out at the time. And I kind of had a conversation with someone on Twitter a while back about this, and she said one of the things that she gets tired of is constantly seeing rape scenes in horror films. And to some degree I can agree, depending on the film or the style of the film, it may or may not be necessary. Some filmmakers just throw that in there for shock value, but if it really has nothing to do to move the story along or develop the character, I know that's, an awful description there, but, in the sense of like a rape revenge type film, okay, the rape scene is necessary because it moves the story. It develops the female character and who she needs to be in order to seek out vengeance. But this person took it to the extent to where she saw only women being tortured, murdered, raped, whatever, and her complaint was, you rarely see men being treated that way. And my counter argument to that is, Audition, he's being tortured. And once again, we can go back to rape films. Men are often tortured and murdered. If you've ever seen Teeth, there's a girl who goes around emasculating men with her her feminine wiles, I guess you could say. But yes, I'd say yes, there is a balance there. Maybe not as much as some people would like, but you do have to look into it. Also, more recently, even though I thought it was a horrible film, Knock Knock, you definitely have the roles flipped to where the women in the film are the aggressors. So, I do feel to a degree that there is somewhat of a balance there, but I guess my question to you guys is, have you ever reached a point where you felt you needed a break from horror film, and is it because there was a certain type of film that was just popular at the time, or was it just certain types of scenes that you didn't really care to see? And in my situation, what I do is, whenever I get tired of, and not really I get tired, but I do vary things up, because I'm not one of those people where I'll just say, no, it has to be a straight up horror film because I want nothing to do with it otherwise. I'm not limiting myself in that aspect. So basically, I'll watch anything as long as it has a dark element. It could be sci-fi, it could be dark fantasy. In the case of like Dark City, for example, you could very easily say that's a fantasy film, that's not a horror film. And yes, that's true, but it has a lot of dark elements in it. So I'm a lot more lenient with what I consider horror. So in my situation, I really don't get too tired. If I see something I don't like, I could just as easily switch over and find something else to watch. But I do know some people that I actually happen to be related to, they want straight horror films. It has to be a creature feature, or it has to be, a slasher or something, but they don't want something that could be suspense or thriller. They don't want to waste time on that. So that's what I mean in my situation, that I'm more lenient as far as what I consider horror. But I would definitely love to share thoughts with you guys as far as, has there ever been anything within the horror genre or subgenres, whatever, that you may have gotten tired of, you felt you needed a break from, maybe something you wanted to see less of, or say in like this other situation, say it's something you were tired of and you wish that the roles were switched or some change was made in order to make things more interesting or more appealing. I would definitely love to share some thoughts with you guys, and I will talk to you later.